or there's Vietnamese, there's Chinese, there's Korean as well. No Korean there today. And then if you feel like walking faster, you can cut through. You know, there's many lanes. Okay. It's good to, especially when your legs are numb or hurting, then walk a little bit faster and restores your blood circulation a lot quicker then. Don't think we have time for that. Those slides. Always try to. Can't always stick to the schedule. And then when it's enough, we hit one more time. That means return to your seat, please. Okay, hello everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, very good. Thank you all for coming. We are here in Go Forest Temple in San Jose, and there's this meditation work. Let me tell you, I don't know about you, and but I noticed, for example, Xiao Tai. You think he feels it at all? How old are you, Xiao Tai? You know? Can you count? 7 already? Wow, so fast, huh? All right. So how was your sit? How was your sit?
打坐怎么样？
挺好的。
挺好. He liked it. Why?
Because it was kind of short. It was kind of short.
什么?
Short.
Short.
Yeah.
Why is it short? Usually at home it's longer, unbearable.
Yeah.
Mother bothers you all the time?
Not really.
Not really. Okay, you notice that the key word is short. Why is it short? Anyone knows?
He enters samadhi.
Exactly. A 7-year-old boy today enters samadhi in Gold Forest Temple in San Jose. Today is May the 15th, right? 2021. For the record, a 7-year-old boy entered samadhi while meditating in Gold Forest Temple. Yay! See, when you enter samadhi, time flies, time stops. So when you come back, when you wake up, you exit samadhi, you have no notion of time like normal. That's why it feels short. Is that clear? That's number one. Number two, I didn't know the time was short for him. But one look at him, I glance at you when you meditate because I get fidgety too. And I noticed last weekend, Xiao Tai fidgeted a lot. So during the Dharma talk, thank you very much. Don't have to get so low. He bugs me all the time, so I return the favor. So last weekend, I said, during a Dharma talk, I said, when you meditate, you should not move so much. You should not fidget. Don't move at all. Try to stop yourself from moving. So this morning, during the sit, I took a glance at him. The daddy is still, and so was he. Okay, last weekend the daddy moved a little bit, so did he. Okay, so father and son, okay, like father, like son, they both didn't move at all. Okay, and so that's my first observation. Number two, as he walked by in front of me as soon as we are done with the sit, I look at him. He caught me immediately that for a young boy like that, he felt so peaceful. He experienced peacefulness. You see, meditation works for everyone, not just you. Okay? It's a way of practice that if you keep at it, you eventually are able to do it too. It doesn't matter how old, how young you are. It doesn't matter at all. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of applying yourself. Don't think it's easy for him to do that because Xiao Tai has been practicing very vigorously at home for quite a while. Okay, so hard work pays off. Doesn't matter what you do, whether it's working, whether it's meditating, whether it's in everything you do. Okay, he needs Vietnamese or not? Does he want Vietnamese? Có cần thông dịch tiếng Việt không? The gentleman. Có cần thông dịch không? Give him the Vietnamese version, not Korean version, please. Thank you. Okay, and that's good practice. I'm glad. Thank you, Chung Yun Sunim. He pays attention to newcomers. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, and we're here to help. Especially everyone, especially newcomers who are not quite sure what's going on. It's typically when newcomers come to a meditation place, a true, a hardcore meditation place, it's kind of unnerving because the energy is very, very strong. Plus, people's attitude is kind of, they look down upon you a little bit. What are you doing here? You don't know what you're doing. You know, you fidget, you move too much, or you can't sit still, and all those things. So people are intimidated, typically. Not just meditation, but in our temple, a lot of things we do are kind of hardcore. So people tend to be easily intimidated. Okay, so it's up to you, left home people, to have the proper attitude. You're here to help them, to expose them to this form of knowledge and practices that are useful to them. Okay, this is why we're doing this. Okay. All right. So anyway, anyone has any questions? Yes, Red.
I just want to share something. So last week, my cleaning lady came. She's Latino. So she told me that she got vaccinated, and then I was saying that's good. And then I just thought that, why not take your mask down? It must be better. It must be more comfortable. And she's like, really? Can I do that? Oh, that would be great. It really bothers me all this time. So she took off her mask, and then she just started getting emotional. And then and I gave her a hug, and she just started crying and said, like, how hard it's been, how scary it's been for her to survive the last years, going to strangers' houses and all that. And she was saying that, but I'm always happy when I'm coming to your house. So I just think that the strengths and the fearless of Chan, like I learned from practice, help people like her. So I think I just want to share that story.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So, it's nice. This is why we're doing this. We're doing this because actually we benefit ourselves first, and then as we naturally, at the same time, because of our style of practice, the intention to benefiting yourself is never enough. Our purpose is to benefit ourselves, become stronger, become wiser, so that we can benefit a lot more others. Yes, Orange.
A Di Đà Phật. Dạ, con xin có một cái sự chia sẻ là con thấy người lớn tuổi thì càng ngày cái sức khỏe nó càng yếu kém, rồi sanh bệnh hoạn. Cho nên trước đây khi con tu thiền thì con cảm thấy là con rất là hăng hái và tin tưởng ở cái sự cố gắng của mình. Nhưng mà trong lòng cũng có cái lo sợ là nếu mà mình cái công phu mình tiến bộ, nhưng mà tới khi lớn tuổi thì mình sẽ bị thối bộ. Nhưng mà cái sợ hãi đó là bây giờ không còn nữa, là bởi vì thứ nhất là con vẫn cố gắng đều đặn, thứ hai là con được sự giúp đỡ của thầy. Cho nên là con thấy rằng cái lo sợ mà tuổi già tu không được là một cái lo sợ vô lý. A Di Đà Phật.
Master, I would like to share, like majority of old people, when we get older, our health will decrease. We have a lot of illnesses. So in the past, before I meditate, I apply a lot in my practice, and then I believe that as long as I put in the effort, I will gain benefit. But then at the same time, I do have a fear that I'm okay now, but if I get older, I will regret. But nowadays, I no longer have that fear because I myself still apply my effort. And at the same time, I have Master here helping me. So I felt like that the thought of fear no longer relevant. So for old people, don't need to worry about that.
Very good. Another nice story to share with everyone. The meaning of this is that the bottom line is that because our purpose, my personal purpose of doing this, typically I've been teaching Chan meditation for 15 years already. Pretty soon you run out of things to say, because you have people who have been doing it for 10 years with you and people who just did it for the last month. So how do you reconcile their interest level? And if you don't give them things of it that interest them, that are pertinent to them, they quit. They're not interested. And what happened is that what is a common thing that for everyone, okay, whether it's a beginner or you're experienced, is self-benefit. What else? So how do you get self-benefit? Okay, that's the secret of the Chan training that the Chinese patriarchs perfected. In Mahayana, we know what it takes for you to improve. Okay, this came from the original Buddha's teaching. Shakyamuni Buddha, when he brought Buddhism to this world, is in order to benefit each and every one of us, whether it's his son who is a youngster, okay, or a woman back in India. A woman is kind of a lower class of person, okay, or even worse that you belong to the lowliest of the lowly. That is the what is it called? The lowest class is what? The undesirable, untouchables, okay. So there are 4 classes in India back then. Even he accepted, the Buddha taught the lowliest, the men and women as well. And they all improved. They all became enlightened, by the way. So he proved that everyone can benefit equally from this particular kind of Buddhist practice. And that's what we call nowadays Mahayana. Back then, there's no such a thing as Mahayana. There's only one thing called the Buddhist teaching. Okay, so he taught that, and for us, the later generations of Buddhist disciples and professionals, monks like us, and nuns like us, we trained. We went through this particular training, Buddhist training, and eventually acquired the skills to help you improve as well. So that's why you first have to go through the drills in order to improve. And when you're good enough, you'll be trained how to train people. Okay, so we do have the secrets, and it came from the Buddhist teachings. So it's a secret that actually is right there, hidden in plain sight. You guys just don't understand what the Buddha talked about, that's all. And we went through rigorous training in order to unveil that those teachings that everyone can read, everyone can hear, but very few people understand what it really means. That's why the Buddhist teaching is very, very deep. The depth enables you to understand how to do it. Okay, so this training here works for everyone. So there's this common notion that I'm a lowly person, I'm not very smart. Historically, people have improved, have become enlightened, in spite of all those handicaps, like they're poor, they're not very smart, they're women, okay, they're men, okay, and they're children, okay, or they're old. Those are worldly prejudices that don't apply at all to Buddhism. Okay, and that's a proof right there. If each and every one of you, if your common goal is to benefit yourself. What is benefiting yourself? Benefiting yourself means you get healthier. First and foremost, you get healthier. Okay, you get not only physically healthier, but also in doing that, your mind actually becomes faster. It becomes sharper. Okay, it physically happens. There's more wiring in your gray matter. When you improve, your mind is faster than before. Okay, it physically happens. Okay, and so all those are the innate ability you develop yourself. And then, of course, there's other skills as well, specific skills where you're able now to use the skills to help others as well. Okay, so there's lots of prejudices that most people have that they eventually find out if they stick around long enough, hang in there long enough, that those are simply prejudices. They're nonsense. They don't matter at all. Okay, it's for everyone. Doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. Okay. Any other question? Oh, YouTube has a question.
No 问题. Master, Tianguo's question: do people regress and become weaker and cannot cultivate even if they are practicing now?
Translation. I couldn't quite hear the entire question.
Sorry about that. The question from Tianguo: Master, do people regress and become weaker and cannot cultivate even if they are practicing now?
People what? The first sentence.
Do people regress
Regress
and become weaker?
and become weaker. Okay. Do people actually regress and become weaker? Because?
It was not stated in the question. It just says if they are practicing now, can they become weaker and regress?
How do they know they're regressing? And what are the symptoms of being weaker?
Follow up by Tianguo is because they get older.
They get what?
Older.
Older. Because they get older? So they get weaker and they regress? Then they're not doing it right. If you do it right, you're not supposed to regress even as you get older. Not just this particular person, but aren't you all getting older? Huh? Aren't you all dying? Aren't you all getting weaker by the day? We all are. I'm not excluded either. So, this is a kind of thing where you need more information. I don't know. The question doesn't make sense to me. I happen to disagree. If you practice properly, you follow the proper methodology, okay, you will progress. Okay. There, in the history of Chan, there's a monk who's been practicing Chan meditation for a long, long time. He wore out so many of the sitting mats there, cushions you were sitting on, so many of them. But by the time he was 80, he became enlightened. So it's possible for everyone. That's the real proof. Okay. All right. There are some administrative things I'd like to go through, if you don't mind, and feel free to ask more questions. Number one, in a couple of weeks, we will start our intensive retreats. First, the Foji, the Buddhist Recitation Week, next Saturday. We begin at 1, okay? And then we do it for a week, and then it's followed by 3 weeks of intensive Chan meditation retreat, okay? So in other words, in a couple of weeks we start our mid-year or summer retreat. 1 week of Buddha recitation to help you prepare for your next life, next body, and then 3 weeks of intensive Chan meditation to help improve your Chan skills. All right, so that's the schedule. And so in order to prepare for that, this is a very, very big deal for us because this is the intensive retreats are special secret things that will help you improve very quickly, and we've been very lucky that it did work for a lot of people the last 15 years, and that's why we still have not a lot of people, but a very steady group of people who actually experience these great benefits when they go through this training process. So, however, just like anything else important you do in life, if it's important enough to you, if it really matters to you, you have a lot of obstructions. That's the way it is. Okay, you will have a lot of resistance, a lot of obstacles in your life that will prevent you from coming. So that's why we wisen up over the years, and so the week before that, we did something called repentance. Great compassion repentance, where that's how you pave the way for the hard work by repenting of the karmic obstructions, meaning that in the past you obstructed others when they did important things in their lives. So now it's your turn to be obstructed by them. It's the payback time for your creditors. So we're smarter, so we try to repent next weekend, because next Sunday would be the Great Compassion Repentance. All right, so that's our schedule. We'll be here, and so we'll be doing the Chan class in the morning and do the Buddha recitation. It's a lighter form of Chan meditation in the afternoon, starting at 1. All right, so you're welcome. You're all invited to join us. All right. And another announcement is tomorrow we're celebrating the Buddha's birthday here at Gold Forest. Okay, I think they're getting ready for the bathing of the Buddha. We traditionally celebrated, the Buddhists celebrated by coming to the temple and bathe the Buddha. Okay, we're going to bathing the Buddha kind of ceremony, so you're welcome to join us as well. It's a very, very good thing to do if you have time. It's because it's very symbolic of number one, we are grateful for the great wisdom that Shakyamuni Buddha brought to our world that has benefited so many people, countless people, since over 3,000 years ago. Okay, so we are grateful for that. So we show our gratitude by practicing the core beliefs of his teaching, is bathing the Buddha symbolizes getting rid of the 3 poisons that make our lives miserable. The 3 poisons that poison us, okay? Meaning greed, anger, and stupidity. So Buddhism is about, it's a way of life that help us get rid of those 3 poisons that actually are very harmful to us and harmful to our family. Right? So that's the meaning of that. So you're most welcome to join us. And finally, another reason is that because it's a wise thing to do, you will generate a lot of blessings. Okay? When you do something good, when you do something that's beneficial, not only to yourself but to others as well, you generate a lot of blessings. Okay? And that's a very good, very wise thing to do, because part of the requirement for you to continue to make progress or to improve is to have more and more blessings. And this is the difference between our style of training versus others. You typically go to another place, the chant classes, meditation classes, you sit and meditate. And lo and behold, 90% of you don't make progress. 95% of you will drop out in a matter of months. Okay? And those who hang in there, the 5% who hang in there, are because they get more out of it through the social aspects of the chant classes instead of meditation itself. Okay? So the reason that these people struggled is because they are not doing it right. And no one has the guts to tell them that one of the major requirements for you to continue to make progress is more blessings. So this is contrary to the Western beliefs that we are special, we think we're special, and we deserve to be taught. And that it's not the way it is at all. In a chant meditation, you work hard, and then when you have enough blessings, you'll be taught so that you will improve. So, for example, if we teach you these secrets of chant meditation, and you don't have enough blessings, it's like wasting the teachings on you. Okay, so that's why you need to have blessings first before the chant instruction or chant teachings can take hold with you. Okay, so in our chant meditation style of practice, we put a lot of emphasis. Eventually, when you hang around long enough, you survive the first few tests of your for newcomers, then you have more chances to create more blessings for yourself. Okay, to continue to improve. Okay, so just the bottom line is that people drop out of chant meditation classes because their blessings run out. Okay, meditation is not like the way, for example, the young Zen teachers are teaching now. I watch a few clips of how the young Zen monks are teaching over there in Japan, and it's really nonsense. There's a lot of talky chant. They talk. They don't tell exactly what to do. And what I learned from my late Chinese master, Master YongHua, is actually these instructions on what you need to do in order to improve. And he's the only teacher I found who gave such superior instructions. They're not hard, they're not easy to do, but they're very useful. Okay? All right. So that's why we invite you, if you have a chance, to come tomorrow to go forth and participate in the Buddha's bathing ceremony. Is it confirmed? Huh? I think we can get ready in time. It's just a matter of getting more flowers and setting up the
是不是确定？
Yes.
确
定了 huh?
I think so.
So it's confirmed. Okay. All right. Very good. So it's the first time for us to organize a bathing Buddhas.
Could you announce the time again?
Yeah. What's the time?
Generally, it's at 8 a.m., but Venerable Shen Liao should be confirming it should start same time as Wei Mountain at 8 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
I think the ceremony will go simultaneously at both temples.
Both temples. All right. And then after the bathing ceremony, we have maybe a Dharma talk if there's enough time. Okay. We speak Dharma a lot to you. Those Dharmas are actually another secret about the training, in that the Dharma talks, just for your information, it's actually, those are much more important than sitting. Okay, because those are the sitting is to grind it out. That's the base. But eventually, you need to have the Dharma talks actually work in unison with the grinding out, with the hard work, to help you progress a lot quicker. Okay, so for example, the Hinayana people, they grind it out. They sit, they go for long sit and sit, and eventually they will open the wisdom. Okay, in Mahayana, in Chan training, we go through even, it looks a lot more casual than their style training. Actually, our sits are much more intensive. Okay, and that's why when you go through this training here, the instructions are actually designed to help you make the leap. Okay, so that's why it's the secret in Chan meditation is that you notice that we talk a lot. I talk a lot longer than most people. My master, when he taught Chan classes, he would sit for an hour, and we told to talk for 20 minutes in 2 languages, meaning that I used to speak in English, which translated into Chinese, and that's it. So I only have to worry about 10-minute talks. Whereas here, I talk for an hour, and that's a difference. The same sits, by the way. We sit an hour like them, but I talk for an hour, which means it's 3 times longer. But now that they have simultaneous translation, actually I'm speaking 6 times longer than before, than what they do in my Chinese temples, and it shows because my students are progressing very, very quickly, a lot quicker. Okay. Any questions? What proof do we have? In our world, the most difficult students to teach are the left phone people, because most of them are very disloyal, ungrateful. True or not? They can't wait to learn enough so that they get out and have their own temples. Say, who cares? I mean, I'm fed up with all your demands and all your ridiculous schedules, and why do you have to suffer so much? My people will treat me much better than this. My followers, my devotees will treat me so much better than your devotees. Well, so that's why typically most monks prefer to be by themselves or limit the number of the disciples, because eventually those disciples are the one who bite them in the back. Okay, because they say something that displease their own left-form disciples. In my case, it's even worse because I have a big mouth. I say things I'm not supposed to say, and it comes out very negative and somewhat unbelievable. When my master GFCMC, my teacher, Master GFCMC, was teaching Mahayana in the West here, the way he did is in a lot of things, but he didn't speak much about his disciples. Okay, and he has his reasons. It makes sense. Okay, but to me, I do slightly do it slightly differently. I speak about my disciples, okay, to put more pressure on them. Okay, my master is kind. I'm not. That's why I'm always cognizant of the fact that one day my own disciples will bite me in the butt because of my big mouth. Okay, so this is a lot of words to pave the way to tell you something and make a small announcement. Okay, because it's kind of wonderful in the context of the Buddha's birthday tomorrow. Vesak celebration today is that when Shakyamuni Buddha brought the teaching to this world, is in order to help his students reach again, open the wisdom. And the first level wisdom that's important, that really matters in Buddhism, is that when you're able to destroy your ego. Okay? So this is why the two classes of disciples, you lay people, your priorities are to take care of yourself and your family. Okay? We respect that. And the left-form people, disciples, their priorities are to become enlightened, to get rid of the ego, destroy the ego. So when you become a left-form person, your one goal, the primary goal, is to destroy your ego. Okay? So that's why I'm very pleased to tell you that recently, one of my disciples had just destroyed her ego. This is why women at our temple are so scary. They put so much pressure on the men. Okay, so I'd like to share with you the great news. She probably is not aware of it yet. And the reason why we tell you these things is because it speeds up her continued progress and puts a lot more pressure on her peers. Okay, and at the same time, I would sound like a fool if she herself says, "No, I don't think so." He's been pulling our legs for all these years. It's about time someone speaks the truth. Master YongHua is full of crap. Okay, so anyway, so right there in the corner, he happened to be here today with us. She's hiding in plain sight. That short Korean lady right there, recently destroyed her ego. It's very, very fast. Huh? You're supposed to applaud. Stand up and take a bow, huh? Look at that. Even short people. We talk about old people. How about short people? Congratulations. You feel any different? See these people? You tell me, what are you talking about? Yes, Red.
I don't feel any difference.
You feel no difference. What a disappointment. Okay, I take it back. Okay, you demoted. Okay, go back to where you were. Eventually you see. Okay. And so the one of the reasons that she made a leap, okay, recently, is because she did something very stupid. Never told anyone. Okay, and maybe I'm wrong, and that's why I'm testing myself. Maybe I read her wrong. Okay, but somehow she decided to give up. She's like a Dharma heir to her master's temple. She basically says, I'm not interested in the temple. I don't care. Give it to someone else. So she's first in line for the succession. So in the Korean system, the master built, her master is a fairly well-known nun over there. She built her temple from scratch, okay, quite a big achievement. And then in Seoul, and then she's the number one in line for succession, okay. And she basically says, I'm not interested. That doesn't interest me anymore. Am I correct or not? Don't shake your head. Don't embarrass me. Yes or no, huh?
Yes, Master.
What? Just in case you wondering, we did rehearse this a little bit. It was a stupid thing to do. You know how difficult it is? You know how expensive properties are in Seoul nowadays? It's very significant. They have like a 5-story building, albeit not that big, but it's a 5-story building. Am I correct? Huh? 4 stories or 5 stories?
Let me.
She doesn't even know.
4 story, I think.
4 stories?
No, 5.
5 stories.
Yes.
Basement, first floor, there's a coffee shop there. Second floor, which is the Buddha hall, right?
Yes.
And third floor?
No, the second floor is kitchen, dining area.
Oh, dining area. Third floor, Buddha hall.
Buddha hall.
Fourth floor is living quarters
Living.
for nuns. And the fifth floor is one room up there.
Yes, yes.
Okay, on the roof. Okay, very good. So she quietly decided that even if the master is disappointed at her for not following in her master's footsteps, meaning that she'll be disinherited, okay, she said, I don't care. Okay, so you guys, you can help her out a little bit, talk her out of it, okay? Bring some senses back into her head, okay? So she quietly decided, no, I'm not interested. So you see, that's the difference between you and us, in that you make sacrifices differently, we make sacrifices differently, okay? For us, one way to create blessings is to make sacrifices, okay? All right, so she gave up a lot of money, I think. Think again. I would think again, I advise you, okay? And she never said, she's a very private person, never told anyone. right? YouTube question. Hello, YouTube.
Thienguo asked, if that means Suning certified fourth stage Arahat, does it mean she has ended life and death?
We hope so. She denies it, so we're not sure. We can't force it down her throat, can we? Anyway, it's no big deal for us. Dime a dozen, those types. Yes, Orange.
A Di Đà Phật. Dạ, con xin góp một chút ý kiến là con với lại sư cô Đại Hàn là ngôn ngữ bất đồng, mà từ nơi cô á, con á, luôn luôn được một cái hấp lực là người cô lúc nào cũng khiêm tốn, mà khiêm tốn thật sự từ bên trong chứ không phải khách sáo bên ngoài. Khiêm tốn, dịu dàng, hòa nhã, thì cho nên đó không có nói nhau, không có hề tiếp xúc, mà từ trong lòng con á, con có một cái sự kính trọng thật sự đối với sư cô. Và con để ý á, là sư cô âm thầm làm những cái chuyện đó hết sức là tầm thường. Thí dụ như sư cô ở trong những cái Phật thất ở Lư Sơn á, thì sư cô á, thức khuya dậy sớm lau chùi rét room không ai biết. Rồi tình cờ con biết á, thì con tiếp sư cô, mà con tiếp hay không tiếp gì sư cô cũng lặng lặng làm. Rồi thấy cái gì dơ á, thì sư cô quét dọn, mà hết sức là kín đáo, hết sức khiêm cung. Thì con nghĩ với cái tánh mà khiêm cung thật sự như vậy đó, là cái người á, sẽ buông cái ngã rất là dễ dàng. A Di Đà Phật.
Master, me and the Venerable Nun, because we don't have the common language, so we rarely communicate. But from observing her, I can see that she's a very humble person inside, not just show up outside. She's really gentle, really humble, and I don't really talk to her much, but inside me has a deep respect for her. And I know that she's a very private person. And then I observed that she did normal things, like for example at WMT, I saw she stay up late, she get up early to clean the restroom. And then after I found out, I help out, but doesn't matter whether I help out or not, she still does those things. And she just quietly do it. So I think like with the person with that type of personality, it's very easy to let go of the ego.
Yes. So for it's true. It's just her makeup is very low key and very cooperative. So and very patient. And culturally, the Koreans are trained to be that way, especially in their training program. So she has an edge over many of you, and so that's why it's easier to, when you are low key, when you are not there to advocate yourself or to gain benefits, seeking benefits for yourself, it's easier, a lot easier to let go of the ego. Okay. And it's true. Yes, you too.
Sorry, no more YouTube question.
Okay. So, anyway, if there's no more questions, yes? Orange.
Master, how did you know about the Korean temple offer?
How do I know? Lucky guess. I don't know. I just was meditating. I was planning, actually, to tell you the truth. My plan, just don't tell her. My plan was to train her and then send her back to Korea and take over the temple there so I don't have to buy another temple in Korea. So when I found out, whoa, it's not working anymore, I was very disappointed. You understand now, Sang-wook? Huh? I was so disappointed. You ruined all my big plans. It's not too late yet. The master doesn't know yet. Yeah, this morning I just realized, because I realized that she made a leap. And of course she didn't know. That's why she said, I just feel bad as you every day, usual every day, not enough sleep, I don't eat enough, I work too much, and I don't understand what they're talking about. And so, and then, so of course she's not aware of it yet. But I noticed the difference, so I said, what happened? So I had to figure out what happened, and that's the only change element that occurred recently. So she gave up a lot of money. What a stupid thing to do. Okay. I never suggested that, by the way. Remember, my unspoken plan is to have her go back to Seoul, and then Anyway, all right. I was about to go into more stuff because I look at the old monk here, and he's coming back with me today, and I'm disappointed that I'm not happy that his health is declining, and I gave him on these acupuncturists time to work on him. And has been 2 weeks. If in 2 weeks it doesn't work, it's not going to work in 2 months. Okay? Because his decline is a lot faster than any medication can do. So I'm taking him away, and the timing is good. He'll go with us back, and then hopefully he'll come back a little bit healthier, a little bit stronger than before. Okay, I gave his doctor a chance to fix it, but I'm not impressed so far. You disagree with me? I haven't talked to him about this. You believe in you want to continue? I don't think it's going to work. I don't want to waste another month. Okay.
Có một cái điều là khi con có cái hơi có ý hơi lo lắng là khi con đi có cô Liễu một mình, rất là phụ nữ, mà cô này thì nhất là buổi sáng ở đây rất là tối, là thứ hai là cái hàng rào phía trước nó không có an toàn, nhìn nó thấy bởi 3-4 giờ khuya đó, thì chính mình người đàn ông mình thấy nhiều khi không có sợ con sợ chết sợ gì, mà thấy nó cô qua đi cho cổ, thì nên nó đi như vậy, thì một mình cổ thì rất là khó khăn. Nên con nghĩ nếu mà được thì con về với thầy rồi bác sĩ nói như thế nào Thì nếu mà 1-2 tuần mới trở lại thì con đi sơ đồ hoàng con lên, thì khi nào có con trở xuống bác sĩ có mặt ở đây để cho cổ bớt sợ. Rồi cái fast hay là cái thiền thất thì không được năm này thì năm sau. Con không có cần phải đó, nhưng mà để cho cổ vững tâm cổ đây cô tu.
You see. Yeah.
Master, I feel like if I'm away and Venerable Xianlao here by herself, I feel not comfortable, so I plan to go down there for the doctor checkup, and then after that I will take the bus to go back to Gold Forest.
Okay, we'll see. Okay. Anyway, time is up. Unless you have any other questions. Okay, we stop here today. Thank you all. We all invited to have some lunch, and we'll. Okay, thank you.